What are you convinced people are pretending to enjoy? Bars and restaurants with loud music and terrible acoustics. What's the point in being social in a place where they're trying to make it hard for you to socialize? Having constant drama at work, in friend groups, and elsewhere really can't be all that exciting, can it? If I have one friend causing me too much drama, I usually avoid it like it's the plague. I like that nobody has any objections on this. It is cringe how fake LinkedIn is. Especially when they share some wholesome story with a picture of them smiling. Podcasts where the hosts just laugh at everything they / other hosts / guests say. Nothing is that funny for that long, dude. Wow, you're right. Sometimes a podcast really needs an editor to say, "I'm glad you guys are having a good time, but this whole episode was like an in-joke that the audience is not involved in." Long-ass, boring videos of their friends' kids. When someone asks me about my kid, I just show them one photo quickly and that's it. I know how much I hated when people start scrolling photo albums. Live-action remakes. What's not to love about a movie that's longer, has less expression, changes the original ending and message, features actors that can't really sing, and only exists to remind you of a better film that came out 25 years earlier? Maintaining their jobs as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram personalities. I briefly had mild success with a channel on YT 10 years ago, and it was nowhere near the level things are now. And I see the production value and the regularity of some of the content. And I just think how much pressure these folks feel to feed the machine or perish. Being a content creator sucks. When you start, it's kind of a passion project, which is great. Ideas are fresh, and inspiration comes naturally. When you get traction and find a formula that clicks, it becomes more about pushing content that generates as much traffic, likes, shares, and subs as possible. When this happens, your original ideas become more and more manufactured and less authentic, which takes the joy out of the creative process, making it feel like a job you hate. I used to have a decently sized following online for my art, not super popular but popular enough to start getting tagged and do a couple of collabs with actual big artists. Maybe if I kept it up I could have turned art into a full-time job. I've always wanted to draw comics and do animation for a living, but I got massively burned out less than a year after my page started gaining traction. It was a constant battle to focus on what was giving me the most views / likes instead of actually practicing and improving in my weaker areas. And I was always working on something in my free time so I would have something to post. I was always trying to outdo myself too, so if one post didn't get a ton of attention I'd get really hung up on it. American talent shows like quite literally America's Got Talent and American Idol. Who the fuck are these shows catered to? The dialogue is cheesy, idiotic, and fake as fuck, and the structure doesn't make sense. Back then it had categories and the contestants would compete against their own groups, which at least made it somewhat interesting. Now, anything fucking goes, and you could have a wannabe Jabberwocky dance group of about 20 people versus little Timmy playing a harmonica with his asshole. It makes no goddamn sense. Playing tag with a 4-year-old. You have to let them win all the time to not make them cry, you have to run really slow, and you have to look like you're enjoying it. Wrong. You let them win 30% of the time. This teaches them the value in winning and exploiting a physically superior being's weakness. Waking up before dawn to work out. I do that several times a week. I partially agree, the devil's in the details. I don't enjoy getting up and starting my workout, but while I'm doing it is okay, and I absolutely love having worked out. Being a parent to kids aged 0 to 2. It's great and terrible at the same time.